Rescue operation is still underway in Sulu after an aircraft of the Philippine Air Force crashed earlier today. Domestic travelers who are immunized against COVID-19 may now use their vaccination cards in lieu of swab test results. Active COVID-19 case count in the country climbs to above 52,000 after nearly 6,000 fresh infections were recorded. The Social Welfare Department gears up for a possible Senate probe into corruption issues as alleged by Senator Manny Pacquiao. And China is inching towards full automation of cars on the road with the rollout of driverless robotaxis. Focused and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. At least 31 people, including 2 civilians, were killed after a Philippine Air Force aircraft crashed and blew up earlier today. Some rescued soldiers were treated at the Western Mindanao Command while others were brought to the 11th Infantry Division Hospital in Barangay Busbus in Sulu. At least 50 people were reported injured. Army Major General William Gonzalez said another 17 people on board the C-130 Hercules transport plane are still missing. The C-130 aircraft crashed in Patikul, Sulu while trying to land at the Jolo Airport at noon today. The Social Welfare Department is now consolidating its financial reports on social amelioration program funds. This is in anticipation of a possible probe into the corruption in the agency as alleged by Senator Manny Pacquiao. Speaking to us earlier, DSWD spokesperson Director Irene Dumlao said the agency is willing to participate in any investigation on the matter.
The DSWD is now gathering all the reports. All of these are being prepared in anticipation, of course, of the investigation that will be called upon.
Dumlao also clarified that the DSWD engaged with financial providers or service providers or FSPs during the second tranche of the aid distribution. She said the agency opted for digital payouts to avoid crowding and to stem the possible spread of COVID-19. Dumlao also explained that the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas helped identify FSPs and that they were chosen based on several factors, such as experience in commercial rollout and liquidity of cash.
As part of the requirements set by the department to our financial service providers is the submission of liquidation reports for the payouts that they have conducted.
The nursing licensure examination pushed through this weekend after several delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Examinees call on the government to increase the compensation and benefits for nurses. Camille Samonte with the story.
After several postponements due to COVID-19, the nursing licensure examination has finally pushed through. One examinee even brought her dog outside the San Beda University in Menjola, Manila, saying that this was her lucky charm. She hopes to make it to the top this year as she had to enroll to a review center twice because of the delay.
Hassle na talaga. Kasi parang syempre yung anxiety din, tapos yung time, syempre resource din naman yung time, diba? So yun parang nasasayang yung time na sana trinabaho namin na as healthcare workers na din para sa front line.
While some rued the lost time, there were also aspiring nurses who believed this worked in their favor.
Naging advantage yun sa akin kasi mas marami akong naging time para mag-review.
Most of the nursing graduates have chosen to work abroad and in other industries because of meager compensation and benefits. Despite this, some of them are still willing to serve in the country to augment the health workforce battling the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ngayon, kailangan talaga ng Pilipinas sa mga nurses kasi talagang ubos na yung mga frontliner natin ngayon.
However, However, they are also hoping that the government could provide a better compensation for them.
Advocacy din namin na sana ma-realize ng mga tao, lalo na yung government na parang yung worth ng mga healthcare workers. Kasi kawawa yung mga Pilipino na pag wala nang matira dito.
According to the Professional Regulation Commission, more than 7,000 nursing graduates took the board exam this weekend. Another round will be held in November this year. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
Now, here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The highest level of volcanic sulfur dioxide from the Taal volcano was detected earlier today. In its advisory, FIVOC said it recorded 22,628 tons of sulfur dioxide gas emission from the Taal. At least 26 low-frequency tremors were also recorded. Now, because of this, FIVOC warns that a similar eruption on July 1st could happen anytime soon. Pag-asa expects Tropical Depression Emong to strengthen into a tropical storm as it moves towards the Batanes-Babuyan Islands area. Emong was located 780 kilometers east of Verac, Catanduanes, moving north-northwestward at the same speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Signal number 1 remains hoisted over Batanes and some localities in Cagayan, including the Babuyan Islands. And we'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Health Department logs nearly 6,000 new COVID-19 cases. This has brought the country's total caseload to over 1.43 million, some 52,000 of which are still considered active. At least 86 more patients died of the disease overnight, pushing the death toll to over 25,000. Total recoveries now stand at 1,358,000, with more than 6,900 new survivors recorded in the past 24 hours. The IATF has finalized protocols for fully vaccinated individuals in the Philippines. Under the guidelines, fully vaccinated senior citizens are allowed to travel within areas under GCQ and modified GCQ. Intra-zonal travel for fully vaccinated individuals is subject to the presentation of a COVID-19 domestic vaccination card. This will be a sufficient alternative to any testing requirement that the LGU of destination may require. Meanwhile, if fully vaccinated individuals are identified as close contacts of probable and confirmed COVID-19 cases, they will be subject to a shortened 7-day quarantine period if they remain asymptomatic for the time being. Lastly, no testing and quarantine shall be required for close contacts who may have been traced beyond the 7th day. An infectious disease expert reminds senior citizens to still observe health protocols even if they have been fully vaccinated. Speaking to us earlier, Dr. Ronchin Solante of San Lazaro Hospital stressed senior citizens are still more vulnerable to getting infected with COVID-19. This is in response to the new guidelines released earlier today by the Interagency Task Force.
if they are senior citizens, then they still are risk of getting the infection. But we still highly recommend that when they travel, they would still adhere to the minimum health safety protocol, especially evading mass gathering. Physical distance should be always observed.
Solante also welcomed the new protocols, noting that the easing of restrictions is among the benefits of vaccination. The doctor, who is also a member of the government's vaccine expert panel, also allayed doubts on the efficacy of vaccines versus COVID-19 variants.
Despite this Delta Plus variant, all of these vaccines are still capable of protecting us. And in fact, when you look at countries like UK, US, and other countries where there are already increasing cases of the Delta variant, they are now enhancing their vaccination rollout.
And for some light news, driverless robotaxis are now operational in Shenzhen, China. Now, could this be the future of public transportation? Let's watch this video from Bloomberg.
So we are right now at this location. So we are going to go to this location. And now we can call for a car. And now it's coming.
It's this one right here. It's going to have to make a U. The slowest U on record. I'm just kidding.
Go into the robotaxi right now. There's no driver inside, and I've got to tell you, I'm a little bit nervous. Should I be, Professor X? Should I be nervous?
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just pushing this button to open the door.
Press this button here. Okay.
What do I do next?
It's actually very simple. We have this main screen for operation.
Right.
The first step is we are going to entering the last 4 digits of your smartphone.
Okay.
And remind us to close the door and also fasten the seatbelt. And now I push the go button and then we can go.
Whoa.
Then the car drives itself now.
Okay.
And right in front of us, there's a truck waiting for the traffic light. So we'll wait for that as well. And the car is fully self-driving.
You know, I have to admit that I never thought I would see the day that I would be in a car that's actually driving around the streets of a city with no driver. And so far, like, I don't feel particularly nervous.
There's a truck there illegally.
Oh,
wow.
Wow, that's good.
Okay.
That's excellent. I'm very impressed. That was pretty. He just cut in front of us. That's excellent. That's excellent. I'm really impressed. I mean, obviously, we're not going too fast, and we're in a district of Shenzhen where there's not a lot of people. This is more of an industrial suburb, but nevertheless, I don't see why this couldn't work in downtown Shenzhen at some point. Okay, make a U-turn here.
Yeah, make a U-turn.
All right. You know, he makes a better U-turn than me. Over here. All right. We're back here safe and sound.
I gotta say, it was a lot smoother and a lot safer than I thought. And best of all, I don't have to give the taxi driver a tip. Bye.
And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.